you safe.
But now you start to see it. The people never happy. It never enough.
I cannot believe you, Ellen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh my goodness. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see it. The people never happy. It never enough.
I cannot believe you, Ellen.
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single
How's it
one
going?
of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been.
There we go. Now it's working.
Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see it. The people never happy. It never enough.
Alright.
I cannot believe you, Ellen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Oh my goodness. We're only getting started.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see it. The people never happy. It never enough.
I cannot believe you, Ellen.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
Well, this is not for broadcast.
Oh my goodness.
I heard funny things about this game.
We're only getting started.
Good
Be
evening,
about to
I'm Megan
broadcast.
Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
Yeah, every single one of you's a
3
bit
slots for the
Jesus.
campaign.
What a wild ride this has been. Well, that's a very blunt question.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you do that.
Are you saying that Advance have cured death?
Jog off!
Let's do this then.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
I've seen videos of this and it looked hilarious. Jeez, that was great. I love it. I gotta get some water first. Oh shoot. Stop. My God. I'll be Alright, we are back in business. Yeah, I don't want to answer the question.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through.
My name's David.
All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but
Oh,
I've
his
got a
name's
bit
Dave.
caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. And don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
When I say jacket, you say potato. Jacket, potato, jacket, potato. When I say jacket, you say potato. Jacket, potato, jacket, potato, jacket, potato, jacket, potato. When I say jacket, you say potato. Jacket, potato, jacket, potato. When I say jacket, you say potato. Jacket, potato, jacket, potato, jacket, potato, jacket, potato.
I might as well listen first time, you know?
Mate, you've turned the trip switch back off. There's no power.
Yay.
You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Man.
Right, won't be long now till the signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes.
At 9 p.m, sit back and relax.
Yeah, make no mistakes, okay. Gotcha.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Oh,
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Mate, you're not broadcasting anything. We're on air and you haven't selected a screen.
So just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile.
Well, that's a shame.
CEO's global mega corporation Remington Cyst buys Honest Andy's totally independent.
Yay! Oh man. Hope it doesn't put me all the way back to the beginning. Please don't put me all the way back.
So we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again. Right, the tapes are loaded and we're all ready for when we get to the first ad break. That's great. Any second now, you should be getting a signal through from the studio. Stay on your toes, mate. It's election night, so all eyes are on this room. We do not want to get fired.
9 p.m, sit back and relax with winning movie.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Oh,
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist, going in 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flower market. Top chat. Top chat. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
First, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a
The
bit of
landslide
interference
victory,
around
with an
this time,
astonishing
mate.
81%
Keep your eye on
of
the
the popular
machine at
vote.
the bottom
It's the
line
biggest
and use the
election win
right
in
stick
living
on
memory.
your wireless controller
Advance
to
appeals
move
to
the
voters
wave
up
up
and
and
down the
down,
country with
keeping
their
the
bold
green
promises
bit
of
in the
permanent change.
white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now, the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late. Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. It's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programmes on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
Johnny Hamsley.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome
Screen
back
1,
to the
Jeremy.
News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
up,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and the screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow.
Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful chap. He really
Lovely.
is.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
Several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that's...
Been on that show a bit long.
A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding. Giving. Suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week around.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
In the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Hold down the R2 button on your wireless controller, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by gently pushing the right stick to the right. No, mate, drag right. Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Nolans, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
It'll do for now. Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Hold down the R2 button, but this time, move the right stick up.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, don't.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
Stop it all.
Yes.
Frankly, mate, you're lucky to still be on the air. Maybe get some practice in.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you probably notice, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the L2 button on your wireless controller for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once,